Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is week 33 of Raw File Edits, and this week is brought to you by Drobo. Being that we have all of these raw files now, we need a way to store them. I have a Drobo. I actually have a second Drobo on the way. And on top of that, I actually ordered a Drobo for you guys because there will be a contest coming out soon to win a 4-bay Drobo for free. All the rules and stipulations will be posted. It won't be that big of the rules because I don't want to make it complicated. But yeah, we'll be giving away a free Drobo. And if you don't know what a Drobo is, you can just check out drobo.com. I'm pretty sure that's the website. Or from the Fronos Photo website, you can click on their banner, which is now up on the page. Yeah, so that's it. So this file's great. This came from Mr. Gizzy O'Toole, who is back. He's been married. Yes, he got married, and now he's ready to come back and start doing some more stuff in or for the website. I think he will be our liaison to the beginners. Because he is really, really good. I mean, he's about a year in, so he's the closest one to a beginner out of all of us here. So that it will be really cool to have Gizzy on board to help out. So he took this photo, so happens to be a clothed woman. He was at a nude portrait sitting or something. Basically, it was a nude workshop where you go and you photograph women nude and you take portraits and stuff like that. But I loved this photo when he showed me. And this photo... we can go many directions with it, and I have some ideas in mind. I'll end up at least with 2 edits here, but first one is I want to go black and white with this edit. Actually, I can use the quick key, which is V. If I hit V, it goes to black and white. I am pumping up my contrasts. I am going to make this very glamoury. But you know what? Let me go back and just talk about this photo real quick. Taken at 1/160th of a second, f3.2, ISO 100. Gizzy was using a 70 to 200 Sigma on his Nikon D3000. There's a little bit of motion going on here, a little bit of, this is where VR or OS in a Sigma would come in handy, but I'm zoomed in to 1:1. So, at regular distance, it looks really, really good. And to let you know how all of these catch lights were made, there was a big wooden circle that they built and put those new coil lights in all the way around. And that's a really cool idea. I may even try to build one of those myself. So let's get to editing this. I hit the V button again, goes to black and white, contrast. I'm going to go up with my my exposure, fill in with some of the blacks. Do we want to do Mr. Fill Light a little bit? Yeah, and the reason I'm going black and white is because of that yellow. It was really, really warm, and I know I can get rid of that. Do I want to go glowy? Do I want to go glowy McGlowerson? Or do I want to go Harshmish, Mr. Harshmish? I think I'm going to pull back slightly. I would like a little bit of glow feel on it. I want to fill in the blacks a little more. I'm going to keep my exposure high because I like this high contrast. Let's see what we have in our curves. I don't like what it did, the shadows to the hair. Look what happened to the hair. It totally got rid of them. But let's see. I'm going to pump them up a little bit. So right about there. Some of the darks. Let's see what happens here. Yep, filling in around the face a little bit. Highlights, usually I don't like what it does. But there, I just made it a little brighter. Some fill light again. Nope, don't want it. Nope. Want to go back with a little bit of fill light. I do like that. So I like where this is. I like what's going on here. It's like a very fine art, high fashion image. Great capture by Gizzy. I'm going to come over here and hit the plus with the snapshot and make this 1 so that I can come back to it at the end and see the differences between the 2 edits that I'll do, if not more. So here we go. Now let's go do a color edit. What happens if I pull out all of the yellow? Look how weird green we get. And now we're just, I had an idea. I forget which direction I was taking this a little while back. Ah, yes, I remember what I was doing with it. Okay, here we go. I pulled back on the vibrance, and I loved what I was getting from it. So where do I want my yellow? It's just a matter of finding where the warmth is or where you actually want it yourself. I don't want it so green that it looks like, throw up. There we go. There we go. That's pretty close to where that feels right. And I do this a lot based on the feel. How much more should I pull back? Not too much more. Saturation. What if we pumped it? No, definitely not. So this is what we're feeling right now. Boom. Nope. Just a little bit of tinge of this yellow is looking good. I'm really feeling that right now. Some black levels, a little bit of fill light. Yeah, so there we go. So I feel that. I'm liking that. So I'm going to save this snapshot number 2. So here's 1 in black and white, which is a very magazine-style-y photo. Here's 2 in color. Very interesting. I do want to... I'm not going to split tone, but I want to see... I want to go... I mean, I'm liking this pink, this purple. It's so off the wall. I'm just going to make it a third one for now. There's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. I really find that interesting. I find that very interesting. You know, I'm just going to stop with that. But this image, this is strong. This is a really cool image to edit. I really love what Gizzy did here. So coming up next, we're going to try to have Gizzy on the line. So have a 3-way call. If not, you'll only see Adam and I and Gizzy's edit. But I'm looking forward to that. All right, coming up right now.
All right, we got a real nice portrait here. And this is definitely a bit of a studio shot. But I like it. I like that there are some interesting catch lights in her eyes that emulate or replicate the look of these pearls that she's got across her face. Kind of a sexy boudoir, maybe fashion type of shot here. And interestingly, this is shot from a cropped angle in that the photographer, you know, did not have the model make direct eye contact with him. You know, had her kind of pick a place to look perhaps, and in doing so really created kind of an intensity here and a real mood. And the fact that there are these, you know, interesting kind of catch lights in her eyes that are, you know, obviously mirroring the pearl necklace here makes for a very interesting shot. So a couple of things here. The image is a little dark. The white balance is a little bit off. Neither are deal breakers, of course, because, you know, this was shot raw, so it's a very easy fix. And I want to keep this image color, but what I might try to do with this is kind of give it a little bit of a split tone effect when we're done with it. So very first thing we're going to do off the bat is we're going to affect the white balance here. So we hit the W key, that gives me the little selector, and I'm just going to go right on her skin right here. And look at that. I mean, instantly you have a huge difference. You know, her skin probably looks more representative of how she looks. You know, you can really see the blue in her eyes. You know, her lips are nice and red, yada yada, bada boom, bada bing. So what we're going to do here is, I think it's a little bit too cool, so I'm just going to give it a little bit warmth, a little bit more warmth, and leave it right there. And I might even go into the HSL just to kind of give it a little bit more color. Image looks a little flat to me, so I'm going to just check out the exposure here, and I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. I want to add some fill light, and now we're getting more of a high fashion look here. I'm starting to like the way it looks. I'm just going to check my blacks, and I'm just going to bring them up a little bit. I'm going to do it by taste and kind of go back and forth between masking. And yeah, we'll go there. Maybe just add a little more fill, something like that. Add some contrast, and let's just see what that does to her skin. Because, you know, you want her skin to look soft. I mean, the focus is a little bit soft. You know, it's not really super sharp. It is possible that because there's a limited focal plane, you know, maybe, yeah, I don't know. The focus is a little bit soft, but honestly, in this situation, it doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna, you know, we could actually bring the clarity down and give it even more of a kind of an you know, fashiony look like there. But yeah, you know, honestly, I think I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit, just to smooth things out, kind of a touch like that. I want to add some highlights and just kind of, you know, just brighten her skin up. Something like that. Just give it a little bit of a sheen, like a Charlie Sheen. Okay, now we were talking about the HSL. I'm going to bring the orange and the yellow down a little bit. Let's just see. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll bring the yellow up. You know, I just want to give her more of a glow. Something, yeah, we're going to go up this time. Yeah, there we are. We're going to go something like that. And this is all to feel. Actually, it's really kind of cool what it did to her hair. And then let's see what we can do with the reds here. That's a little bit too much. Yeah, there we go. Let's get her lips looking nice and red. Something like that. Now we could go in there with the selector tool and do that, but let's just drop down the luminance there and just kind of leave it like that. Now let's just take a step back and use the before and after key. And you know, we've got a pretty significant difference going on here. So sharpening, I'm going to grab the little tool here. I'm going to select her eye, which is, unfortunately, it's not hugely sharp here, but that's not really, again, going to matter. I'm just going to sharpen that up, mask it off, bam, something like that. And yeah, there we are, before and after. Now, are we done? Well, I don't think I want to be done here. I'm just going to add a little more brightness. I think I want to add a little bit of toning. And I'm just going to do something a little bit kind of different this time, okay? Highlights, we're going to go yellow. And shadows, we're going to go blue. That's just going to be our starting points. So let me just move this around. Because, you know, yep, something like maybe like there. And this we're going to go more toward the magenta. Ooh, that's kind of crazy. Let's see what happens when we back it off. Yeah, I think more magenta. More magenta. Something around there. And then, let's see. We'll just check out our balance here. You know, we don't want her to look like an alien, but, you know, we want her to look cool. Now I'm going to go back into the yellows here because I want her skin to look kind of nice. You know, not too alien-esque. And, yeah, something like that. You know, maybe we'll kick up some vibrance. Yep, kick up some vibrance just a little bit. Maybe pull down some saturation. Just something like that, All right, that is going to be my final edit. And we'll go to the before, we'll go to the after, and, you know, added a lot of drama to this shot. Maybe a little bit high fashion. You know, some people might think it looks kind of crazy and wacky, but I think this shot looks cool. I think it's really intense. And that's my edit. All right, off to you, Jared.
And we are back, and we actually, for the very first time, have the photographer on the line with Adam and I. We've got Mr. Gizzy O'Toole. Gizzy, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. What's happening?
Adam, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Gizzy, congratulations on being married.
Thank you much, sir. We had a blast.
Yeah, I know. We should show the photos of you trying to kiss me during the wedding.
Best moment of my wedding ever.
Thank you. I was glad. I'm glad I could be the best moment at your wedding. All right, so 6 edits this week. It's a little much. I decided on 3. Adam decided on 2. Gizzy threw in 1. So Jared, who is me, 1, 2, 3 on the left. Adam's 2 in the middle, sort of, and Gizzy's the golden sunshine on the right. Gizzy, why don't you tell us about your edit?
My edit. Let's see. This was taken about 2 weeks ago at a glamour workshop. And here's what I had. This is almost straight out of the camera. You know, this was shot with an enormous ring light around it, which is what you see reflecting in the pearls and in the eyes. And this is almost, you know, the color it was giving off, and I pretty much just left it like that. It was a very cool tone. It was, you know, it wasn't obviously natural, but it was just something artsy. I really like it. I love the detail in the lights and the pearls with this shot.
So now that you see the other 5 edits, what do you think about the 5 edits against your edit?
I think you like pale girls.
So you really like your really golden feel of yours over the others?
I think there's some really cool things that you guys did with the eyes. You know, the purples that are in it are really nice. I'm not crazy about the skin tones, but I love the eyes. I love how some of the pearls turned out. But yeah, I'm happy with mine.
Yeah, see, that's the cool thing, Adam. Well, I'll come to you in a second, but that's the cool thing about this edit is
right.
There's so many different ways to take it, and it's great to have the photographer on the line to see what their direction for the photo actually is. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand, you know, what you see in the edit that you did there. My only issue with your edit, Giz, is that it's a little monochromatic in the kind of like orangey kind of carroty color.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, from my perspective, I don't find it to be a really flattering skin tone, nor do I see it giving a lot of definition to really separate like the intense blue of her eyes and her really like kind of pouty, you know, swollen red lips. You know, but I see what you're going there. I tried to go for something like in the picture in the image just to the left of it. To me, like that, you know, was more like in what I would consider maybe higher fashion or something like magazine, whatever, you know, where you've got that really radiant, glowing skin and the intense eyes. And to be honest, I didn't do anything to the eyes. You know, all the other editing I did just allowed for her eyes to really come out. And I don't know, you know, obviously I wasn't there, you were the photographer, but I'm guessing that her hair color is probably closer to what you see in that image than maybe, you know, some of the other images.
Yeah, actually it was kind of like that red auburny kind of, looks like it was kind of in between, you know, dyes and everything like that, but it wasn't any one bright color. It's kind of a blend of a few different ones.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. I mean, this is the first time we've had, you know, the photographer on the line, and it changes the whole dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And being that we actually did 6 different edits through all of us, it really shows you that this photo is probably we're probably going to receive the most amounts of different types of edits from this, because, you know, when I was doing my color edit, and then I just tweaked something more, I got in something else that I thought looked really cool. So, Adam, is that kind of what you did with yours?
I went into my edit looking at this, and the very first thing off the bat is, you know, I wanted to just correct or at least from my point of view, correct the white balance. To just kind of bring it back to what I felt was more, you know, the way that it possibly looked. And the very first thing I thought about was like, okay, I want to do some split toning here. I want to take it, I want to kind of make it really kind of high impact, more high fashion. But when I got to the point where that first edit, the one that's just to the left of Gizzy's, I loved that edit, but I still was committed to doing the split toning, which resulted in the image that I did to the left of that.
Which is image number 4 on the screen, which is right here for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, look, her skin is like a little bit greenish, and her hair is kind of purple, but you know, it still retains the blue in her eyes and whatever. I mean, it's, you know, it's kind of abstract and out there. You know, I don't know.
Well, one thing we didn't actually say right off the bat is that it's an amazing image to begin with.
Yes.
Even without the super duper tack sharpness, which Gizzy and I talked about, as he's not too happy about it, you don't really notice it unless you go in 1-to-1. It's just an incredible image. That ring light helps. The way that you captured her in the top corner, your framing, your composition, it's a really, really cool image that's going to really, you know, be fun to edit.
And the thing that also really stands the test of time, or will make this image stand the test of time, is the way that she's connecting, the way that she's just, you know, she looks like she's very like intense in her expression, but open at the same time. And there's something very appealing. Like you want to look at this image. You're really drawn into it. You know, part of that's the way we shot, the angle and your settings and whatever. But so much of it is just, you know, obviously how she felt when you were photographing her, and it really comes through in this. It's really, you know, she really has a terrific look about her.
Yep. All right, I'm going to start to wrap this up, guys. Gizzy, thank you very much for sending in this photo and allowing everybody to edit it first off and foremost. Yeah, that.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody does with it.
Yeah, well, we're going to have you on more often, Gizzy, right? You're going to be the liaison to beginner photographers or something.
And just a quick question, what is the workshop that you were going, in case other people are interested in trying to do some of this stuff? Because, you know, this is obviously an opportunity to work with people that you might not normally get to work with in everyday life.
Yeah, this was it was a glamour workshop, Glamour 101. It was out in Jersey, and it gives you the opportunity to work with a couple different types of models. And this girl, Bianca, in particular, was a professional model. Her, you know, her rap sheet is ridiculous. I shouldn't say rap sheet, but her resume is amazing. She's done some really high-end stuff. She's done some really pro stuff, and so it was a real great opportunity to shoot with, you know, professional models. And, you know, you get images like this where, you know, the guys that don't have the experience to be directing and figure out images and all that kind of stuff, it gives you the option to work with somebody who already has.
Right. Well, really nice. Nicely done.
Yeah, great job, Gizzy. And so yeah, you guys can look up those different types of glamour. What would you call it?
Workshops.
Yeah, you can look up those different workshops. I'm sure you can find them online and see if they're in your area. I believe, what'd you say, it was $175?
Yeah, it's $175. You go down. It's about 4 or 5 hours long, and a bunch of different models there. And every different one, they have a different, they have a different set of models. And
I've seen the naked photos that Gizzy took,
and they're good. You should do that next.
We're not going to show them this week, but yeah. So that's it for the Raw Edit 33. I want to thank Drobo for sponsoring this, as well as the upcoming giveaway for the Drobo. We're giving away a 4-bay. Adam, you just got in the mail a Drobo S, right?
Yep.
How long did it? How many gigs do you have, or how many terabytes did you back up to it?
I've got 10 terabytes, and I've got about 2.5 terabytes in there. With I guess a total of 7.5 terabytes of usable storage, and it's really just acting as a backup, and it's real easy to manage. Nice device.
Yeah, it's good like that, and it just thank Drobo again for allowing us to give one away for a contest. But regardless, whatever your backup solution is, you just need a backup solution, because it's not a matter of if something blows up, it's a matter of when it does. And like I said, I just ordered my second Drobo along with the free one to give away to you guys for a contest that we'll be talking about. So that is the Raw Edit number 33. Gizzy, thanks. Adam, thanks. And if you guys would like to send in your Raw Edit files, or your files to be edited by Adam and I, or some other people, maybe even Gizzy next week, you can send it to froknowsphoto@gmail.com. All right, we're wrapping it up. Jared Poland, froknowsphoto.com. See ya!